Let's make a shadow box. Hi and welcome to my craft room. My name is Kelsey. I also call myself Dinosaur Mama, and today we are making a box that doubles as a shadow box, or a shadow box that doubles as a box. Either way. I made this template for Mother's Day. It has 2 different lids that you can use, and I am so excited to walk you through all the steps to make it. If you are new to my craft room, you can find the link below to the free SVG file and the blog post. And I have over 800 free SVG files and counting on my website right now. You can also find all of the materials and tools linked below. Let's get started in Cricut Design Space. So this file is pretty easy to set up. All you're going to do is ungroup. And you're going to want to change the size if you need to. I'm going to check here. I am going to change mine just a little bit smaller. Make sure you're resizing everything together, including all of those rolled flowers. Perfect. I am good there. And now what I want to do is I have these 3 box pieces here. I'm going to change all of these to score lines. So the black piece goes to score. And if you don't have a scoring stylus, you can just delete these and fold by hand. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach. So I just grab the whole group and hit attach. That way the score lines are on there. Oh, this whole thing turned into a score line. Let's fix that. Go here, basic. All right. So I am ready to send this over. You can go ahead and change any colors. So these 2 are your lid pieces, the mom and the smaller piece. So if you want to change the colors there, you definitely can. I am going to change mine to a different piece. I'm going to do a gold colored top and a pattern bottom. And then we're going to do our flowers. You can do all the same color flowers. Each row going across is going to have 4. So it's going to be 3 rows of 4 like this going across the box. So if you wanted to change your colors of your flowers, you can definitely do that as well. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with my rolled flowers yet, but we can go ahead and get cutting. I'm going to cut everything out in medium cardstock, and I'm going to do it in the fast mode. So I decided to add on a second box lid in case you don't want it to say mom and you just want to be able to see all those flowers like a shadow box. So you'll do the same thing, change it to score. And then you're going to want to ungroup this one because it has the acetate sheet as well. You can just pop that off. I'm just going to resize this to match our other one, which was 8.061. I'm going to double check to make sure they're the same. Oh, no, picked the wrong thing. 8.15. Yep. All right, perfect. So everything is good to go. And I'm going to cut this one and show you the 2 different lid options. And don't forget to attach these together. That way they will cut properly. So we are starting with our fold lines on the bottom of our box. You can obviously start whichever piece you want to, but I'm just folding in on all those score lines. I used a pattern paper. I thought it would look really cute, and I am just going to assemble my box. So I'm folding on my score lines, folding in on the flaps. This is a pretty easy box to put together, and I want it to have nice sharp edges, so I'm using actually just a squeegee that I would use for vinyl. Usually I use my bone tool, but literally you could use a popsicle stick, anything that has like a nice solid edge. So I'm going to fold all my score lines in and then glue these down. And the top of the box is made in the exact same way. So the one that says mom or the one with the window piece as well. So both of those are made in the exact same way where there's 2 flaps that you're going to glue. For my bottom box, because I'm using just regular cardstock, I'm using my craft glue. But for my top box, I did end up using hot glue because I just feel like with glitter paper, the hot glue holds better. So I leave that up to you. Per usual, I also like to use hot glue with my rolled flowers because I feel like the craft glue takes too long to dry. And I actually ended up timing myself for my rolled flowers because I was just curious. And one rolled flower takes me anywhere from 35 seconds to 45 seconds. So overall, it took me about 12 minutes to roll flowers for the 12 flowers. A little bit less, 10 minutes. So once you have your bottom done, you can repeat this step for the top. And then the insert that goes in, I'm going to show you separately. So here is the rest of the box being built. And then again, I'm going to jump and do the lid pretty quickly. I don't think we need to do the whole thing over again. But use whatever glue you'd like, use whatever paper you'd like. You can make these really unique, which is nice. You can use any sort of color scheme. I did end up going with a ombre color, like the pinks for the roses. This is white core paper for the rolled paper flowers, which I don't love, but I do like that the paper is two-toned. So I did end up going with those. So here we have our insert, and I am folding this in. So like I want the gold to show. I want this to be what we glue our flowers onto. And my score lines completely sucked on this. Sorry, but they did because I scored on the glitter side and not on the white side. And that's because my glitter paper won't stick to my mats. I probably could have used a new mat for that, but I'm just folding it so that it's literally going to be really snug inside that mom lid or inside your shadow box lid. So just make sure that's nice and snug. I realize that if I fold backwards and then fold forwards, it does end up working pretty well. But I realized that on my last fold, but that's okay. Besides the point. So you just want to have this kind of like as a tray that I literally just push mine into the box and it fits so snug and nice, but you can glue it in for more security as well. And here is the same steps for the window box lid. So I'm using acetate in mine. If you don't have acetate, you can always just leave it open as well. But it's just like a thin plastic. And I like to use my craft glue for the acetate, but then for the box again, since it's glitter paper, I did end up going with the hot glue. My only suggestion here is be patient while your glue dries on your acetate, which is something that I did not do well enough here. But that's how I'm going to place it on. And that's the second lid. So I like to use tweezers for my rolled paper flowers, and I grab from the outside and start rolling in. You could even do it a little bit looser than this. I end up loosening mine at the end. I try to just like keep the size the same, but loosen the inside a little bit just so it kind of folds out a bit. And I just keep it even between my fingers after I take out those tweezers and roll all the way into the inside. So I'm not going to show you 12 flowers being rolled. I'm only going to show you one. I feel like you could just rewatch this if you need a second go at it. But I'm going to roll up all of my flowers first. And again, I did an ombre for them. And I like to use my hot glue here. So I roll it up. I do let it loosen just a little bit. And then I glue it down to that circle that is at the bottom. So everyone has a different way of making their rolled paper flowers, but this is how I make mine. And I use like a decent amount of hot glue so that it really sticks in. And then I fold this down and let it cool. So make sure you're letting it dry a little bit before you take your fingers off of the back because it will start to unravel even more. But here is our first rolled paper flower, and I'm going to do the rest. I don't think you need to watch it. So here are all of my rolled paper flowers, and now we are going to start placing them into the box. So I like to use hot glue for this again because it's glitter paper, but you can use craft glue if that's what you prefer. And I'm just doing a strip down the middle. I'm starting in the middle for whatever reason. You can always start at the top, doesn't matter. And I'm placing them pretty close together because I'm trying to fill in that space. You don't want to see too much of your little box. And so you're going to do that with all 3 rows. So just a strip of glue, craft glue or hot glue, whatever you want. And then you just place your flowers on, trying to fill up your space. So not too much work here. The most time consuming thing is obviously going to be just rolling your flowers. And like I said, it took me about 10 minutes. So there go all my flowers flying everywhere. Classic. And so once I had everything glued in, your insert is done. And like I said, I didn't glue my insert down, which I kind of like that I didn't because I was able to then show you both lids, which is nice. And so you just slide it right in. It's a super snug fit. And the way that I would do my glue is I would just hot glue right around that edge and then kind of use my fingers to pat it down on the outside. And now your shadow box is done. So here it is with the mom top. And you can always add the acetate in there too if you want that windowy kind of look. And the lid will sit right on top. The box doesn't slide into the lid. It just sits right on it. So you have a decent sized box here to work with. And here it is with the shadow box version. I actually like the way both of them came out. It's a totally different vibe. I don't know if I prefer the shadow box version or the mom version. I'm leaning towards shadow box though. Thank you for joining me today as we made our shadow box. If you enjoyed this craft, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps me so much. Share this with one of your crafty friends who needs a new box idea for their next gift. And please subscribe for new crafty videos every single week. I will see you soon in my craft room, and stay crafty.